what you said on Twitter on November the 3rd. No government anywhere has a right to commit a genocide ever. There is no justification for a genocide. I can't believe this even needs to be said or is even considered the least bit controversial to state. You didn't say what you were talking about in that tweet, but it was widely assumed to be Gaza and what Israel was doing in Gaza. Is that correct? Were you talking about Israel there?
No, I was talking about Nazis in Germany.
Are you kidding? She actually just said no.
No, actually, when I wrote that tweet, if you look right before that tweet, I had retweeted and liked something from a journalist named Yashar Ali. He had shared a clip of a Congressman, Brian Mast, who got up on a platform and said that there's no such thing as an innocent Palestinian life.
In their schools run by the Palestinian Authority, the anti-Semitic teachings that they put within their own schools, right? The list goes on of the examples we could give of what somebody might just call a rank-and-file Gazan or a rank-and-file person in the West Bank or just a Palestinian that maybe they don't say falls under that name of Hamas or Palestinian Islamic Jihad, but any classical definition would absolutely be considered a terrorist, somebody that in the last couple weeks had been conducting kidnappings, murders, brutality that is nearly unspeakable. So again, as we look at this and what kind of exemptions should and should not exist, I would ask that it be looked at through that lens, that there's not this far stretch to say there are very few innocent Palestinian civilians.
That is despicable, genocidal language. And I am paraphrasing here, but Yashar Ali said, and he's pro-Israel, by the way, if I'm judging by what he puts online, he said, can we all just admit that this language is unacceptable? And I tweeted that no government in the world, and I was actually commenting on America.
Saying there are no innocent Palestinians is not the same thing as calling for genocide.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say none of us are innocent. We've all done wrong things. That wouldn't be calling for us all to be killed.
She's not responding to anyone. It's a
standalone tweet.
Yeah, it's a standalone tweet. No government anywhere has a right to commit a genocide ever. There is no justification for a genocide. I can't believe this even needs to be said or is even considered the least bit controversial to state.
So guys, here she says that she's responding to someone. This is a response to someone else who said there are no innocent Palestinians. Just so everyone knows, I disagree. She's saying, well, that sounds like a call for genocide. It doesn't to me. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't mean you're calling for genocide or for people to be exterminated. And she responds, no government anywhere has a right to commit genocide ever. What's she talking about? It's not a government committing genocide. What are you talking about? Guys, I mean, be realistic here. Is she saying that Israel's committing genocide here?
I'm looking through the comments, by the way. I'm looking through the comments, which I can't see here. I have to use an incognito tab here to open her stuff because I'm blocked. But I'm looking through the comments through an alternative account, and literally everyone in the comments perceives this as accusing Israel of genocide and saying they shouldn't be committing a genocide. I don't see a single person who says, oh, yeah, I definitely agree with that. As an Israeli, I am pro-Israel, and I definitely... No, everyone is perceiving this as an accusation against Israel. And again, this is a standalone tweet. It's not a response to anything, technically speaking.
By the way, even if I was talking about Israel or I was talking about Palestine, that statement should hold.
No, I agree.
So spineless, man. Just acknowledge. Just stand behind what you say. What a coward.
No justification ever in the world for genocide. So I was very surprised to see that tweet go viral and people so angry about it. I was actually overseas at the moment. I was in the UK. And so it seemed very strange to me that people would have a problem with it no matter what side you're on. But in that particular moment, I was talking about Brian Mast, and on my show, my very next show, I clarified that.
And do you think, for the record, that what Israel's...
Oh, the question isn't coming
down.
Yeah,
did you hear what she just said? Oh, what? Why would it be controversial to say that no government should ever engage in genocide? I don't see why that's controversial. Because you're clearly saying that Israel was committing genocide, Candace. I mean... Oh, gosh, this is pathetic. I don't know.
We recently talked about the fallacy.
Bailey, I think. Yeah.
Fallacy. Isn't that what she's doing here right now? She is.
Yeah. So,
way,
she's being accused of saying that Israel's committing genocide. And then she retreats to what? I'm just saying genocide is wrong. I'm not saying anything about what anyone's doing.
Yes.
I'm just saying that genocide is wrong. How's that controversial?
Yeah, precisely. Here you can see directly the fallacy being committed on a tweet. She says, I said something along these lines and caused an absolute Twitter firestorm. I think it was genocide, no matter which government advocates for it is always wrong. Tread very carefully, stating the obvious moral truth.
You're attacking me just for stating that genocide is wrong.
Yeah. She's here making it look like people are attacking her because she's saying genocide is wrong. That's not what happened. This is deception. That's not what happened.
And do you think, for the record, that what Israel's been doing...
Good job, Pierce.
Well, what I've been having trouble is all of the people that are pro-Israel and say it's not a genocide won't tell me what is a genocide.
It will tell you exactly what a genocide is. What idiot won't tell you what a genocide is? But notice she wouldn't answer. She wouldn't say, no, I'm not saying that it's a genocide.
What kind of a response? What kind of logic is this, man? Wow. I haven't even heard something like this from Muslim apologists, to be honest. Slimy and illogical.
What percentage of a population has to be killed before we can use the word genocide?
Okay. Do you think what is happening is a genocide? Yes or no? Well, pro-Israel people are not telling us what is a genocide, when they're denying that it is a genocide. So, yeah, so what is a genocide, really? Completely irrelevant, man.
Yeah, the key factor, Candace, is the intent to commit genocide, specifically to wipe out that people group. So hunting down terrorists and trying to get your hostages back and people dying as collateral damage in that effort, that's no one's definition of genocide except for you and a bunch of morons on college campuses, idiots who are just looking for anything to attack Israel with.
This is the dishonesty of Candace Owens here. Her actual response to this question is, yes, I think it's a genocide. But the way she says it is, those pro-Israel people who don't think that there is a genocide haven't explained to me yet what they understand from genocide. You don't have to go that long. Just say it. By that logic, it looks like you're saying, yes, there is a genocide taking place. Why can't you just say it? This is how she talks all the time. She's insecure, terrified of just saying what she actually thinks. And then she gaslights people.
Pierce is actually doing a good job here. He actually, okay. So just to clarify, do you think Israel's committing genocide? Well, they won't tell me what genocide is. So I don't even know. I don't even know if it's genocide because they won't tell me what genocide is. No one will tell me. I'm going around. Will anyone tell me what genocide is? And no one will tell me, Pierce. So how can I even know if it's genocide if no one will tell me what genocide is?
Well, let me read you example. Definition of genocide from the Oxford English Dictionary: the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with the aim of destroying that nation or group. So by that definition, do you believe that is what's happening to the Palestinian people and it's being perpetrated by Israel?
Well, I would say is that Israel has proven in the past that they can be very specific when they want to get somebody out, whether that's a hostage or any other certain military operation. And what I am seeing happening, forgetting the specific language of a genocide, is something that I'm using my platform to speak out against, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me what the media calls me. I've had every headline. I do not believe
all you care about
being careful in what they are doing. I think it has been it seems to me that the destruction of the hospitals and the schools and of the UN buildings. Would you say, Piers, that you believe that's unintentional?
What did he say? He said, according to this dictionary definition of genocide, would you call it genocide? According to this, in other words, if you keep saying you can't figure out what the definition of genocide is, and there's no way to figure it out. But if you go with this definition of genocide, do you think Israel's committing genocide?
What she's doing here is she's not answering the question. She's being deliberately vague. Because she doesn't know how to answer this question, or because she doesn't want to answer the question, because she doesn't trust herself. And this is somebody that people actually look at for information and opinion.